coming to DRC, Scott and I both, we both have such a huge passion in our heart for the church and felt very called to the church. And I think that started, we both come from very, very different backgrounds. I know for you, you grew up in the church, and that was a place serving, and that passion started as a youth, as a teenager, and has always been a huge heart of yours. For me, that really came from a childhood of surviving a lot of abuse and coming from a place of a lot of rebellion and running away from God and being radically saved, that I have developed such a heart to want to reach out to people and love on people. And the church has become a place that has been redeemed for me personally. And we were in a season where we were really sitting and just really praying about what was next for us, praying about where we could use these gifts and these passions to love on God's people, both in the church and outside of the church. And believing that God created the church for such a purpose. And it was in that place that I think we also were wrestling with personal stuff with our family, walking through a season of infertility. And we were blessed by God within a month of each other with a foster son and with a baby on the way. And it was in that season too that we began to pray, we need a place not only for us to serve in our passions and our giftings, but for our family to serve and to be able to show them what that looks like, for them to have an authentic and genuine place to serve. And coming to DRC became not only a church family for us, for our family to come get involved with, but a place for us to begin to use and serve in a way that we felt called, and to start to teach our little guy and someday our daughter what it means to really get to lead and love in the church.
Before DRC, I feel like we were all kind of doing our own different things, and now since coming to DRC, I feel like we get to do ministry together, and we get to do more life together. And coming to DRC, we've just in the season of life that we're in, and we're in, that we've developed more of the moral and support of being able to find our passions, but also the freedom to navigate life as well.
I think for me, it has just really affirmed that calling in the church and the passion to be able to lead, a place to serve, to use the gifts and the talents God has given me, to use my love of people. I believe it's so important because you do that in church and community, but then you're activated to do it outside of the church, and to leave a building and to be able to bring that same fellowship and community and love and passion wherever you go. And I think that has been very much affirmed in my life, but I think also in our journey as a family, parenting for the very first time with our little guy, and getting to welcome our daughter into the world here in a few months, I think it has given us an amazing opportunity to recognize that those callings don't have to be separate, and that in those seasons there's a lot of grace, there's a lot of support. We've just been blessed by such a community of people here to love on us and give us some grace to figure things out in that transition, to come alongside us and just do life with us. But to not tell us no when we've said we want to step up, we want to lead, we have a heart to be here, and to help and to do whatever we can, and have been incredibly blessed by that opportunity to do that. And for me, it's just helped me fall in love all over again with church, with what this community is supposed to look like as a believer.
There for a while, I struggled where to plug in and how to plug in. A lot of that was just because of the season of life we were in, with school and work and trying to balance family. But since coming to DRC, able to figure out how I can use my passions and my giftings to better the kingdom, but yet also plug into a church family and really plug in and serve, and not just mediocrely serve, kind of just popping in here and there. And so you'll find a lot of moral support here. There's a lot of people in this church that love to love on us and our kids, and super excited about that.
I would say too that real life is messy and it's hard. It comes with a lot of struggles, and those are not supposed to be lived out alone. And it can be so hard to find space and time for community in very busy schedules. But to make time for that is so worth it. And I believe that the church is also not built on people who have talents and services that are so advanced that regular people can't fit into that. That if you have a calling or a passion and a place to serve, to not be afraid to share that, to come and to recognize this is where we just come to be real and to do life together, but also an opportunity to come and be able to love on people the way we each feel called individually, whether that be being able to be on stage on the worship team or with kiddos or whatever that looks like. We all have a place in the church and in the community, and my encouragement would be, whether you've been hurt by the church, whether you've just never gone to church, maybe you're in a season of feeling called somewhere but you don't know where that place is, to take a leap of faith, to take a step out in boldness, and together with you and your whole family, whatever that dynamic looks like, to not be afraid to try something new. And we hope that this becomes a place where you also can call it family and community, but also a place where those passions and serving heart inside of you can be utilized for the kingdom. So
It's come as you are atmosphere. You'll be loved on. You'll be ministered to. You'll be fed.
Say there's a place for you here. Come join us.